What's up, YouTube? It's the Sonoran Desert Grower. I found this article from The Guardian. The title is As Phoenix Swelters, the Nights Are Even Worse Than the Boiling Days. So let's read it. Let's get into it. Temperature topped 110 Fahrenheit on 4 consecutive days and has not fallen below 80 Fahrenheit at nighttime for the past week in the Arizona city, breaking several records. After a record-breaking daytime temperature in Phoenix last Friday, the onset of night offered little relief from the sweltering heat. As the clock struck midnight, it was still a staggering 100 degrees outside and just a few degrees cooler inside 60-year-old Sarepta Jackson's home. Jackson lay naked and as still as possible on the bed next to an old portable air conditioning unit in the bedroom window, but couldn't relax or get comfortable. She eventually got up around 2 a.m. to make rice and beans for the following day because the air conditioner and electrical appliances won't run together, so it's too hot to cook during the day. This heat is miserable. My body can't take it, said Jackson, who has high blood pressure and diabetes and last year suffered a stroke after overheating. This is so bad. It just makes you, or it makes me very grateful that the air conditioning in my home works, that the electrical in my home works, because some people are dealing with this, right? She can't run the electrical appliances and the air conditioner at the same time, and it sounds like the air conditioner is not really doing that much. Or maybe she can't afford to run it. The overnight low on Friday was a suffocating 90 degrees, the first time it stayed so hot so early in the season, according to the National Weather Service. This broke the previous overnight record for the 10th of June by a staggering 5 degrees. Temperature records are being smashed time and time again, said Matthew Hirsch, meteorologist at the NWS in Phoenix, the National Weather Station. The changing climate means that every year the record gets easier to break. This heat is very dangerous if you can't get any relief. Desert island effect is brutal. It doesn't cool down in Phoenix. If you're not from Phoenix, I grew up in Phoenix and it's gotten just worse and worse. For Jackson and many others, the daytime heat of the current wave is grueling enough, but it is the nights that are truly intolerable. The central air conditioning in the pokey apartment that she shares with her husband, Jerry Stewart, 69, and daughter Zadie, 19, has been broken for 3 years. Isn't that something the landlord needs to fix? If it's an apartment, like what's going on here? Is this just a derelict landlord? A selection of fans are running constantly, but it's still way too hot. Zadie, whose room felt like a sauna over the weekend, slept at her friend's place to get some relief. That just doesn't sound right. Why isn't the apartment complex fixing her unit? It's been 3 years. It's Phoenix. This is insane. The couple spent a few hours at church on Sunday and visited their grandchildren who have air conditioning, but gas prices are too high to make the trip often. We just try to keep cool and hope we get through it, said Jackson. The temperature has not fallen below 80 degrees for the past week in the city, breaking several nighttime records. The impact of heat is cumulative, and the body only begins to recover when temperatures drop below 80 degrees. In this heat, staying cool and hydrated is a matter of life and death. In the morning, the mockingbirds and flycatchers frolic in the lawn sprinklers to cool down. In the evening, small children do the same. I'm still tripping that this apartment is letting these people, these elders, suffer and they're paying rent. I don't get it. Phoenix, the capital of Arizona and America's fifth largest city with 1.6 million people, is accustomed to a hot desert climate, but temperatures are rising due to global heating and urban development, which has created a sprawling asphalt and concrete heat island that traps heat, especially at night. The city has appointed a heat czar, to coordinate efforts to mitigate and adapt to the extreme heat that is killing record numbers of people. Well, you have to get rid of the asphalt, you have to get rid of the concrete. There you go. This was the first extreme heat wave of the season for Phoenix in large swaths of the US Southwest of the country, with the temperature topping 110 degrees on 4 consecutive days, including two new daily records. Even before this extra hot spell, the country medical examiner was investigating 30 possible heat related deaths dating back to April, 60% more than the same time last year. Another excessive heat spell is forecast for later this week. As someone who works outside, I can tell you, because I've been working outside for over a decade, it is getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And whenever I go to Phoenix, it just feels like it's extra hot. I remember growing up in Phoenix as a little kid, and as the city began to expand, it started to not cool down at night because the concrete and the asphalt was retaining all that heat, and it's just gotten worse. In downtown Phoenix, high-rise offices, blocks, and hotels provide some shade, but walking even a couple of blocks is draining. Alexia Gonzalez, 26, hosed herself down before leaving the home to pick up groceries for her Instacart job. It's too hot to work, but this is when people want deliveries. In this heat, Gonzalez never leaves home without an ice chest filled with cold drinks and orange cups, as the air conditioning in her old Buick isn't great. I'll hose myself down again when I'm done. It's the only way I can cool down. Temperatures this high are tough for everyone, but for some, staying cool is easier. Around 7 a.m. on Saturday, Roland Arnold, 58, was out meandering on his cart with Valentine, an 8-year-old rescue mini pony, greeting friends and neighbors in Coronado, a leafy, middle class historic neighborhood. It was already 90 degrees and the rising sun was piercing but still tolerable. In this heat, by 9 a.m., my day is done. I am inside with the aircon on. If I have to do if I have to do work outside, I'm in my board shorts so I can jump in and out of the pool to keep cool, said Arnold, an Arizona native who owns a marble and granite business. But I'm tired of the hot nights. It's definitely gotten worse. Nighttime temperatures have risen twice as fast as daytime highs over the past 3 decades, according to the National Weather Service data. Plenty of dog walkers were also out early with their pooches, as by 9 a.m. or so, the ground would be hot enough to burn paws. Some said they were heading for higher, cooler ground to state parks or the city of Flagstaff, where it's cooler at night, while others planned to spend the day between the aircon and pool like Arnold. Phoenix sounds miserable. Now you know why I don't live there. Health experts advise staying inside as much as possible to avoid heat exhaustion and heat stroke, but this isn't always an option. A few blocks away from the dog park, landscape gardener Miguel Padilla was shoveling gravel into a wheelbarrow, backbreaking work he started at 4 a.m. after a terrible night's sleep. For those of us without air conditioning, the summer is hell, said Padilla, 46, originally from Acapulco in southern Mexico. Dang. What are y'all doing in Phoenix without AC, y'all? Man, it's not this. You are playing with your life. You are playing with your life at that point. By mid morning on Saturday, it was 110 degrees. And in Midtown, the Central Library was filling up with folks trying to stay cool. The library is part of the city's heat relief network, but few cooling centers are open outside business hours, even though it remains dangerously hot in the evening. Still, it's a lifesaver for locals with few other options, including the street homeless. Katie Lavra, 67, Came in to cool off for a few minutes, taking a break from registering voters out front where there's little shade. I've been here all my life, but you never get used to this heat. You just learn to tolerate and respect it. Guess that's it. Yeah, y'all. So just be safe. Just be safe. If at all possible, invest in a mini split if you don't have AC. At least a mini split in your bedroom. And for your kids' bedrooms, I don't know, y'all. Like I don't know. I I put a mini split in my grow room for my Prop 207 garden. So it's just I'm Phoenix is so expensive to live. The cost of living in Phoenix is so expensive now. These folks, this guy right here probably can't afford to put in a mini split. These elders right here are probably on fixed income and they're probably retired on Social Security and on Medicare and you know, their Medicare went up. They're they're not in a situation where they can get a mini split installed. I just don't understand why the apartment complex is letting these elders live like this for 3 years. Yeah, and then this man out here working, you know, I've moved rocks in Phoenix when it's 110 degrees. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And you gotta drink a lot of water and you can still, I mean, there's been times where I've gotten sick because I've been working outside. So be careful. It's getting hotter. It's not cooling down. I personally left Phoenix and I enjoy Tucson a lot more. It's a lot cooler down here. But yeah, like all the concrete and asphalt are now allowing the the city to cool down. The heat island effect is real. So if you're in Phoenix, be careful, stay hydrated, and if at all possible, maintain your AC systems or invest in mini splits because it's too dangerous. And I hope these folks can figure something out. This is wrong. Their apartment complex should fix their AC units or set these people up with some mini splits in their room, something. All right, so this is news you can use. Today we were talking about the insane nighttime temperatures in Phoenix. And I'm gonna look for articles and we're gonna cover them and we can start a little discussion below in the comments. Thank you for watching. Check out the Patreon, www.patreon.com/the Sonoran Desert Grower. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.